or else, without the slightest effort, I was transported, falling asleep, into the irrevocable time of my early years, and childish fears again took possession of me. So, for example, I was afraid that my great-uncle would pull me by the hair, although I stopped being afraid of him after they cut my hair. This day marked the beginning of a new era in my life. In the dream, I forgot about this incident and again remembered as soon as I managed to wake up in order to escape from my grandfather. However, before returning to the dream world, out of caution, I hid my head under the pillow. Sometimes, while I was sleeping, a woman would emerge from the awkward position of my leg, like Eve emerging from Adam's rib. She was created by the pleasure I was anticipating, and I imagined that it was she who gave it to me. My body, sensing my own warmth in her body, strove for rapprochement, and I woke up. Other people, it seemed to me, were now far, far away, and from the kiss of this woman, with whom I had just parted, my cheek was still burning, and my body was languishing from the weight of her waist. When her features resembled a woman whom I knew in reality, I was seized by the desire to see her again. This is how people get on the road who cannot wait to look with their own eyes at the desired city. They imagine that in life you can enjoy the charm of a dream. Gradually, the memory dissipated. I forgot the girl in my dream. A thread of hours is stretched around a sleeping person. Years and worlds are arranged in succession. Waking up, he instinctively checks with them, instantly reads in them where on the globe he is. How much time has passed before his awakening, but their ranks can mix up, get upset. If he suddenly falls asleep in the morning, after insomnia, reading a book, in an unusual position for him, then it is enough for him to stretch out his hand to stop the sun and turn it back. In the first minute he will not understand what time it is. It will seem to him as if he had just gone to bed. If he falls asleep in an even less natural, completely unusual position, for example, sitting in an armchair after dinner, then the worlds that have descended from their orbits will completely mix up. The magic chair will carry him with incredible speed through time, through space, and as soon as he opens his eyelids, it will seem to him as if he lay down a few months ago in other parts. But as soon as I fell asleep in my bed in a deep sleep, during which complete rest came for my consciousness lost its idea of the plan of the room in which I fell asleep. Waking up at night, I could not understand where I was. For the first second I even couldn't figure out who I was. The primitively simple sensation that I exist did not leave me. A similar sensation can also beat in the chest of an animal. I was poorer than a caveman, but then, like help from above, a memory came to me, not yet of the place where I was, but of the places where I lived before or could live, and pulled me out of non-existence, from which I could not get out with my forces. In an instant I ran through the centuries of civilization, and the vague notion of kerosene lamps, of shirts with turned-down collars gradually restored the features of my eye. Perhaps the immobility of the objects around us is inspired by our certainty that it is they, and not some other objects, by the immobility of what we think of them. Whenever I woke up under such circumstances, my mind tried in vain to establish where I was, and everything around me swirled in the dark. Objects, countries, years. My stiffened body, by the nature of fatigue, sought to determine its position, to draw from this the conclusion where the wall went, how the objects were arranged, and on the basis of this to imagine the dwelling as a whole and find a name for it.